Okay, Henry, we're live on YouTube.
Great. Hi, everybody. Thank you for coming to this Parks Committee meeting, where the Parks Department will give us a rundown of the status of the many capital projects that are ongoing.
Yes, we've been blessed to have a lot of capital projects in the district lately. So
Okay, so I'm going to share the presentation, Chris, that you provided. Um, um, That's better.
all right,
Okay,
ready when you.
I'm ready.
All right.
Oh, it's too fast. Okay, great.
Okay, so first off, we had the reconstruction of Inland Playground that was completed and opened in the fall of last year. I think we can.
Move on. Here's the
Yeah.
next slide. Okay.
Then we also completed this year, we had the complete redo of JJ Cardi. This is phase 2, more to follow. That was also completed last year. Oh no, beginning of this year. No, wait, last year? Last year.
Last year,
Yes.
March of 24.
Right. That sounds much more like it. Upcoming, we have, thanks to TBTA, we're going to be getting the rest of JJ Cardi redone. We're estimating this is like a $20-25 million value that we're getting from them, thanks to them redoing the viaduct above the park. They're going to redo the placement of the handball court walls, redo some of the basketball courts, redo that dead area in back of the tennis courts. That's sort of just dead, unused space. We're going to get a walking path, an area for the seniors, outdoor space for them, and I believe there's going to be some skate elements there as well.
Yeah, so the TBTA did present before this committee, and the TBTA project is moving forward. We're going to have a community meeting, which I think we've invited Parks to
Yeah.
in November.
And
So-
I believe we heard that work on the viaduct at least is supposed to kick off in late spring, early summer next year. So we'll see closures of this area when that construction begins, but then when all is said and done, we'll have a whole nice brand new park, which will be lovely.
Great. Okay. Next.
And Russell Peterson, I don't know what phase of Russell Peterson this is because we did the tennis courts and the basketball courts previously. Now we just redid the playground that opened in the spring. And if you hit next, coming up, we have phase 2, which will redo the basketball court and handball court. We're planning on changing the orientation of the handball court walls to sort of give us a little more space. And I think we are also getting some skate elements in that area that will be freed up by rearranging the handball courts.
Okay, so that design is going to begin before June. Will that come to us? After?
Good.
Okay.
I mean, there's usually a scope meeting,
Meeting.
and then we'll see design, and they should hopefully start that sooner rather than Fort Hamilton Athletic Field fencing, so that the really broken down fencing along 85th Street, essentially from Narrows up to Colonial, will be redone. It's going to be replaced in kind. So I believe it's 6-foot chain link fencing now. So it will be 6-foot chain link fencing again. We're going to maintain the same access points that we have now. So the gates will be replaced in kind. And that's scheduled to be started in 2026. Recently, we found our fence contracts go pretty quick, which is a good thing. Less impact to the community and disruption of parking and everything like that is always better for us here in Bay Ridge. John Paul Jones Park Paths, which we just unveiled officially last week, 2 weeks, last week,
Yeah,
last Monday. This project was really great. I think it really gave the whole park a new lease on life. We got all new benches, all new asphalt paths to just restore those really deteriorated hex block paths that we had. This construction started in June and was done by before the end of September. So this was a really great quick turnaround that we were able to get on this, and hopefully a taste of things to come with some of our other pathway projects that we're hoping to get done in the future too. Still waiting for some funding to get our John Paul Jones Park restroom. I believe this part of the project is funded, but we're waiting on funding to demolish the 101st Street restroom on Shore Road that this one will be replacing. Owl's Head Park paths, they are nearing completion now, actually. Phase 1 has already been completed. That did the majority of paths in the park. And we're really just waiting for phase 2, which is really just a path up to the overlook. And we're hoping that's done before the end of the month and the Halloween festival. And then our other big project in Owl's Head was the playground, spray shower area, and basketball courts. That began this spring and should be completed by next spring. McKinley Park Playground also being completely redone, including the spray shower areas. New access on the 7th Avenue side that's a little more ADA friendly. That started this late spring and should also be completed late spring next year. McKinley Park Phase 2, which will redo the surface of the tennis courts, which desperately needs it. So you get a whole repave, new color coats, new nets, the whole 9 yards. That should be starting early in the spring next year and completing before the end of the year. And just give us 1 second. Our tech support had to jump up.
Sorry. Thank you. Okay, next slide.
Sorry, guys.
That's okay.
Shore Road paving, this was completed about 2 years ago. We redid a section of path behind the 95th Street ball fields. Just fresh asphalt there. Came out really nice. Another nice quick project just to kind of revitalize some of the more tired paths in the park itself.
That's like behind the baseball.
Yeah, so we did the new bathroom there, and then we did the back path as well. Yeah, behind the two Rudy Piccirillo fields.
Right.
So the fencing project, this also started late spring and is wrapping up now. The chain link section, so the fence line between the park and the Belt Parkway. This picture isn't the best picture because it just shows one section, but they actually did all the way from 4th Avenue and the Belt Parkway all the way down to the pier. They completely redid the whole fence line. It's about 2 miles of chain link fence they did. That fence was just in the worst condition, completely fallen down in some places, rusted in others, and they were able to knock this out in a couple of months with money left over. And with the leftover money, they've been restoring some of the wrought iron fences that are in place. They did a really nice job of the Oliver Street entrance stairs. They fixed up that wrought iron very nicely. And now I think they're doing around the Balin Circle across from Shore Hill. They're fixing up that fence as well, I believe so. And just to go back to our bathroom for John Paul Jones, this is the other half of that project. We still need a little funding to make this happen. We want to demolish this very old and decrepit building and replace it with an overlook. And then we will replace the bathroom facilities across the street inside John Paul Jones, so we're not losing any amenities for the community.
Nice. So that'll still be a bath.
Yes,
It does look nicer.
John Paul
But-
Jones.
No, John Paul Jones is great. No, but the structure seems to, it doesn't look as decrepit as.
Well, we
Normal.
slap a fresh coat of paint on it
Yeah.
every once in a while. And we did, earlier in the year, we had, some homeless individuals who were camped out on the top level that we were able to,
And the bathrooms are absolutely decrepit. I mean, they,
I've never used them.
they're
We-
shockingly, well, the problem
Uh-huh.
there is that the staircase down to
Down
the
is
actual, like,
frightening,
there's like
yeah.
a mezzanine level
Yeah,
that you have to go down to in order to access the bathroom. So, I mean, obviously not ADA compliant.
we did an intern survey 2 summers ago, and so we visited every park restroom in the district. And this one frightened me, like just the
Well, you know,
staircase going
that's the
down.
other concern
Yeah.
is that like it's dark, it's
Right.
inaccessible, and there's obvious safety concerns with this.
Concerns,
Like
yeah.
this is a design from a bygone era,
Yeah.
and would like to see it updated with something a little more modern, safer, and then replace this structure with something, you know, that's a great view from that location. You have the bridge and the harbor, and it would be a great
maybe, right.
viewing platform.
Will it be roofed or just be?
That I haven't seen any design for it. I think we're really just to minimize cost, which is already really extravagant because the demolition and soil reclamation is just so expensive. I think it's just going to
The
be.
cost is that.
It's going to be. I'm envisioning something like Balin Circle, where you have like a circle
Oh, that's nice.
over the side of the
Mhm.
hill with seating and, you know, hopefully a water fountain or two.
And there's already a restroom structure in John Paul Jones? Or
No,
is
that would be a brand new restroom
No,
that we'd be
that-
putting there.
okay.
Yeah.
Where would that go?
I don't know if Josephine can
Oh,
all the way
I'll
back
go
for
back.
us.
I'm sorry.
So
right there.
right there where the yellow dot is,
Yeah.
there's an area between the two paths that are running down there, and it would
Okay.
be closer to Fourth Avenue and the entrance there. A simple restroom, you know, men's on one side, women's on the other. Maybe a small place to keep tools for the staff, and that would be that. Okay, so Park bike path, sorry, I'm stuck on bathrooms now. That one's scheduled to start soon, though I haven't heard any rumblings of it yet, so that might have gotten pushed back slightly.
Mhm.
This is part and parcel to, I think, a larger greenway
Right, right.
reconstruction that we're seeing. That's gonna really fix up the entire promenade, little by little as we move through the next couple of years.
Is that like really fixing it as opposed to just the kind of patch jobs that we've?
Well, yeah, I mean, my guy's going out with a bag of coal patch is really just a Band-Aid on a broken bone. So hopefully, you know, $8 million gets us a little bit more.
Right, and it probably needs way more than.
I'm not a
an
structural or
engineer.
environmental engineer, but I mean, the whole promenade is essentially built on landfill.
And also the outfalls that are along the shore in really bad condition. And one of the projects closer to board 11.
That's this one. I
That's this
believe,
one.
yeah.
So it's also includes a very good Band-Aid on one of the outfalls.
Because this was the section that was damaged
Damage
during
and Sandy,
yeah.
right?
And honestly, the DOT project did a really nice job of redoing the entrance there at Bay 8th.
Mhm.
You know,
Mhm.
it's nice. I
Right.
mean, from a pedestrian standpoint, it's I think it's much more accessible than the stairs. You have a ramp
Ramp
now.
now, it's better.
They did a lot of native planting and stuff and just really fixed it up nicely, I think. Though my staff don't like the traffic circle.
A lot of people, yeah, gotten a lot of negative feedback on the traffic circle, yeah.
That's the entrance to the.
Yeah, about Parkway.
The traffic circle is very exciting.
Okay,
Back to our Greenway project. So phase 1 of the Greenway project is going to be by the lower Leif Erikson area where we just did our fence line cleanup. They're going to
Mhm.
revitalize that area. I think we're going to see seating. The big thing there is going to be lighting.
lighting.
And hopefully we can, you know, get that area a little more activated and used by the public, I think.
So this is good news, Henry. This is that area that we had a lot of people come testify last year about, wanting more lighting and just the pathways are just so old there. It's that windy road. Yeah, Brady's Hole.
Yeah.
So
So
it doesn't go from third to.
it goes from Ridge
Ridge.
to Fourth.
Which,
And I believe there's also greenway elements that are gonna go all the way
Right.
up to Seventh.
okay.
And then Destination Greenway Phase 2, which will be the actual promenade. And that part of this is they're going to be reconstructing the Fourth Avenue access to the promenade. So I think there's also going to be an overlook here, as well as a switchback ramp, as opposed to the Hot Wheels ramp that they have now. And again, I think this will really help people access the waterfront
Mhm.
in a much better way.
So this design is already coming soon, the fall of
Yes.
25. Wow, okay.
Yes.
So we should be
Again,
seeing-
I haven't heard any rumblings yet, so that we'll
I'm
take
sure
that
we'll
with a
get
grain of salt.
notified, yeah.
You know,
We're getting notified of
sometimes they
scheduling,
do
yeah.
let me know the day before that they're closing an entire park. That's always exciting, but we're always excited to see our neighborhood get the love and attention that it deserves. Dan Ross Playground, I believe this was just funded by the
Mhm.
council member Brennan this year. So we still have to go through scope and design. This probably will not start until 2027. This is one of the last playgrounds to get a makeover in the neighborhood. I think we're down to 4 after this one that have not seen any sort of capital funding in the last few years. Diker Beach synthetic turf field. So we redid the 2 synthetic turf ball fields in the back. These were sort of a disaster area with the mixed clay and turf outfield. So they've been replaced completely with turf. This was another quick citywide project that we were able to get done. That started in the spring and was done by the summer and has now been returned back to public use. The one I've been waiting for 4 years is the pathway reconstruction at Bay 8th. They're basically just going to redo all the pedestrian paths by Bay 8th Street inside Diker Beach. You're going to get all new benches, ideally some new water fountains. This is going to be similar to what we saw at John Paul Jones, where we're just going to redo an asphalt and get nice new benches and hopefully just give the park a whole new look and feel. Also, we are getting pickleball courts as part of this,
Oh,
which I'm sure
the pickleball fans will love.
everyone is going to be super excited about. I believe they're converting 3 of the courts into 6 pickleball courts. Is the usual conversion. You usually get 2 for 1. So we'll maintain 6 tennis courts and gain 6 pickleball courts.
Oh, 6 tennis and 6 pickleball?
I don't quote me.
All right, then maybe, okay.
Likely. Let's
Likely.
call it likely.
Likely, okay.
Because they're 9 courts, they're turning 3 tennis courts into pickleball courts, and pickleball courts are half the size. So yeah, it should be 6 and 6 when all is said and done, and hopefully they can fix the drainage over there while they're at it. Diker Beach Park bleacher reconstruction. So those large cement bleachers that are on some of the fields, we're going to demolish those and replace them with something a little more modern. I know some of us feel that they are great Art Deco architecture, but unfortunately, they're mostly just a place where people sit and do nefarious things out of the line of sight from enforcement officers. So we're going to replace those with something that will increase safety and visibility throughout the park and be a little less brutalist.
80. Oh. Oh, it's like a beach park. So this is not the
No, it's not
81st
81st Street.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was trying to visualize where they are.
Yeah, so this is along Poly Place
Nice.
across from
Yeah.
the Junior Golf Center.
Okay.
adjacent to the VA.
Ah,
Yeah.
okay, now I know where, okay.
Yeah,
I
as you're
couldn't
as you're looping
visualize it,
around, you
yeah.
pass the VA,
Yeah.
there's the two large cement bleachers. They're gonna
Okay.
demo those and replace them with more standardized bleachers.
Okay, that's it.
That was our last one.
That's the last.
All right.
That's-
Any questions?
I had a quick question about the tennis courts in Kinley Park. They're
Yes.
gonna reconfigure that or anything, or?
I don't know about a reconfiguration. They might change the orientation of some of them.
Mhm.
Are we unhappy with the orientation?
Not me personally.
No.
I was just curious.
Yeah, we know that we'll probably get that question, but the construction work there looks like it's moving along nicely.
Yeah, I mean,
Uh,
we've had good weather, so they have, they're gonna move quickly while they have good weather. I think they'll probably see a slowdown over the winter when you can't pour concrete or plant bushes in the middle of winters. They'll probably be doing other work at that time, and won't be as visible, but then once we're through the winter, I think they'll be back at it full force in early spring. Getting the play equipment up and then getting ready for opening.
Okay. Um,
The the other question I had was about, going back to that Leif Erikson destination greenways. That turns out of Leif Erikson Park at Third Avenue and then goes down Wakeman, so it skips that last kind of ghost
Yes.
section of Leif Erikson.
Yes, I'm not sure if they plan to redo the bike path so that it goes on that side. I mean, there is space for it.
Right.
I don't know how, because there's a bike lane along Second Avenue as well, going towards the hospital as it goes past the Army terminal.
Yeah,
So they may do like a double segmented setup there where there's a part of the bike lane that goes through the park and part of it that goes along Wakeman.
well, Wakeman now I think has the bike path
Yeah.
on the side.
Is it a protected bike lane? Do you know?
yeah, I think it's
I think-
included in part of that greenway.
No, I'm saying like currently the bike path along Wakeman, is it protected bike lane
Is
or is it
Cause on one side of the street
Street.
there are houses and on the other side is the highway, but
Right.
there's still a sidewalk on the highway side. So
yeah, but
they,
it's super narrow.
they repainted that sidewalk as like a bike,
Bike lane,
Okay.
yeah, so that's,
Bike lane.
yeah, it's on the sidewalk.
it may be pedestrian / bike, but
Yeah.
it's,
On keeping on the Lower Leaf Erikson,
Mhm.
in the current CB10 wish list, some of the verbiage that we had included was neighbors complain of the total disrepair of this portion of the park. There are currently 6 antique light poles. You had mentioned lighting.
Mhm.
Would that be like refurbishment of those light poles? Would it be brand new lighting? Do you know at this
I'm not
point?
sure.
Okay.
Usually when they do these things, it's kind of like building with a Lego set is the way I describe it.
Okay.
They give the landscape architects, sets of pieces they can choose from, and they kind of go from there. Salvage is an option sometimes, but I don't know if that applies in this particular case. That would have to be elevated.
'Cause I think from the slide, it was mostly the pathways, not the staircase.
Yeah, I don't think they're ripping out the staircase.
Okay.
But don't quote me. I have not seen a design for that. I've only seen like mock-up renderings of
Okay.
what it'll look like with additional lighting. So I don't know what their design is.
Because I'm thinking in terms of our capital priorities,
Actually kind of curious if
do we leave it
something
on the list? Do
related.
we,
I mean, according to this map, it looks like it's not going, it's leaving the park at Third Avenue and connecting with the existing path on Wakeman.
Yeah.
That it's skipping that section between Third Avenue and Ridge Boulevard, so I still
Yeah.
think that that's a piece of parkland in dire need of renovation and restoration, so I would
Yeah,
say.
we'll keep it on,
leave on.
yeah. Agreed.
So it is still in business, so, I'll see if we can get some more information.
Yeah, I mean, usually the design, once it's ready, we are offered a presentation, so we can take a look. I was trying to find it on here and I couldn't go back to it. JJ Cardi, Russell
It's
Peterson.
It's definitely towards the end.
Destination Greenways is the,
Oh, is the title, okay. Oh, okay. Right here,
yeah,
okay,
it seems like the blue lines are the existing,
got it.
And again, which is strange because there is a bike path on Ridge Boulevard / Second
Right.
Avenue. So I don't know why they would, I can't imagine they wouldn't have them link up.
Right,
So
okay, well, maybe,
I'll see if we can get some more information on that.
and maybe we can, have a separate look at the design, just so we have an understanding.
Yeah.
I thought it was great news that it was part of the Destination Greenways project.
Definitely. I mean, and we should see a little bit of
Mhm.
improvement to the side of Leif Erikson, the 66th Street side of Leif Erikson, because I think the bike path is supposed to go up that way as well.
mhm.
So there's a little bit of green space there by the dealership.
Well, that's all the questions that I had. Is there anybody?
Anyone else, questions? Ralph?
Yeah, hi, everybody. That was a very nice presentation. For the parks that are completed, are there ribbon cuttings set up already, or will there be?
We just had the ribbon cutting for JJ Cardi last Monday. Russell Peterson had its ribbon cutting over the summer. So the next one up is probably going to be McKinley or Owl's Head, depending on which one finishes first.
Okay.
Probably Owl's Head started first, but I'm not going to guarantee that it'll finish first because that project is a little larger in scope. But I think I would say Owl's Head is probably going to be the next one.
Okay, great.
I
Thank
don't think we're doing one for the pathways in Owl's Head. But don't count that out.
Okay, great. Thanks.
Okay,
Anybody else? Questions, comments, thoughts?
Well, it's my first my first committee meeting, so I'm not going to ask any questions.
I'm here to answer all your parks related
Um,
questions. They're not restricted to the capital presentation you just watched. If you have any other parks issues, I'm happy to address them.
Well, then we'll be here all night, so I'm not going to start. No, the presentation was excellent as was just mentioned. So thanks for that. Do you know if the Parks Department is still going to continue redoing their fields with grass and dirt? Or is there still, are they still looking at turf all the fields?
Sorry, go ahead.
No, I mean, in the past, and again, this is going back a lot longer since I became a board member. The plan was for Parks Department not to do grass and dirt just because of the maintenance of it. And it was a lot cheaper to do the turf fields, to maintain the turf fields and obviously take care of the turf fields over the long run. So I'm just curious to know if the Parks Department is still, if that's still a grand plan for ball fields.
It honestly, it's something we sort of look at on a case by case basis.
Okay.
So like with Diker Beach, we had turf in place. We decided to keep turf. I don't know that we're looking to put turf in anywhere else anytime soon. Again, it really is a case by case basis.
Is it the kind of turf that's on
MetLife
Brown?
Stadium that
Yeah,
just
well,
claimed
that-
another one.
Yeah, I know, that's the worst stuff. But like Fort Hamilton, that has like, it's kind of like spongier, has like the ground up higher.
Yes. So yeah, that we are using a newer kind of turf now. Like the one you see at Fort Hamilton Athletic. That's the same kind of turf we have at Diker Beach. And that we also just did the Leif Erikson volleyball court. in that turf as well. Yeah, it has the crumb rubber in it, and with it, so there's a substrate which is like a gravel, then you have another layer, and then you have your grass layer on top, and the crumb rubber goes in between to fill it. That is the system we're putting in wherever we are putting in synthetic turf.
Are there any studies that show the temperatures of those fields versus the grass because of all the rubber and plastic?
I'm
They
not
get
familiar
hotter
with them.
than normal.
Very hot.
But I'm sure there are.
Yeah.
So, I'm not going to give you my 2 cents on which I prefer, but as you said, there are many considerations. How long you think there is between funding for it, what's the use of the field going to be, things of that nature. So, I mean, look at the Dust Bowl.
Right, that's a
Not
good
that it's not the
example.
Dust Bowl
Well,
anymore, and that's another one that we recently redid completely. They redid the turf there as well, within the last year or two. So, it is possible to get the turf redone. I think the issue comes up when that money isn't there. You can close a ball field and let the grass grow. Can't really do that with turf. So, I think turf is good as long as the money keeps flowing.
Thank you.
Anything else?
Don't hold back. Any parks questions?
All right, since you insist. The backstops on the 97th Street field, the 95th Street fields, on the softball fields. Any chance of getting those replaced? Because they're really bad. Now that the highway fencing is done,
yeah, those
the
that could be a capital item. If you
Okay.
guys wanted to do a capital item for the backstops and the bleachers,
Mhm.
because the wooden bleachers behind the one field are in pretty bad shape too.
Yeah.
We just had to have the guys come out and replace a bunch of the slats that were all splintered.
Uh-huh.
So I would say that could be a small capital item. Maybe
Mhm.
bundle that with something else. Because that should
So,
be
yeah, so this is very timely, Romeo, because this is the month that we put together the capital and expense priority list. So we will definitely make sure that we add that to our wish list.
Okay, thanks.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm trying to think if there's any other Shore Road ball field fencing that could go with that. But the 68th
Overall, about the wrought iron fencing, you said that there was a portion that was refurbished with the leftover money from the new 6-foot chain link fence,
Yes.
but there are large swaths of wrought iron that need to
that
be
would also
replaced.
have to be its own project.
Its
I
own
think, yeah.
project. Because
I-
we've
I
not
know-
had that on the list.
I know that's part of
haven't.
Marty's master plan is to get that wrought iron redone. I don't know what priority he is assigned to it though. And again, that's a tricky one because I think the refurbishment of the wrought iron is expensive when you compare it to simply ripping it out and replacing it with chain link. But I think we aesthetically, especially over a long stretch like Shore Road, we would definitely want to keep the
no.
wrought iron.
Yes,
Yeah.
we like
So
refurbish.
let's be real,
Yes, refurbish wrought iron. Yes, we do.
So I mean,
Yeah,
again,
yeah.
that's going to cost money. I mean, there are sections that just need paint, but there are sections
No,
where you would
right,
have to do structural work.
Yeah.
Where supports have rusted out. So, but that's definitely a good project.
Okay.
Cool.
Okay, well, if nobody else has any more questions, then I think we can call it.
All right. Thank you all. Everyone have a good